Welcome to Narrow Ground Entertainment. I'm Steve the Unimpressed. This is episode 3 of COVID Besieged. Since I am quarantined due to family members having COVID, I am posting a video a day in 7 days to die until I can go back to work. In yesterday's video, after repeatedly being mauled by a cougar, I asked for people to vote in the comments on whether they would like to see me raid Poopy Pants Daycare or the house across the street from the trader first today. And the selection fell to the house across the street from the trader. So that is where I will be heading first this morning. After that, I will probably run over to that barn and see if I can get into that silo. Alright, here we are across the street from the trader. Let's get inside here and see what's new. I do wonder... Okay, good. That's not going to interfere. If you try to harvest things that are too close to the trader's land, or actually if you walk onto the trader's land before the trader is actually open, it will teleport you off of the trader's claimed territory. As you can see, it just did to me there. Where did you come from? Wherever it was, I'm sending you right back there. Okay, one thing I have actually learned relatively recently in this game, I'm not sure if it made it into this update, so I'm going to check. One of the book skill trees has or had a learned perk that would let you harvest the doorknobs from a lot of doors when you broke them down. So since then I've been trying to avoid cutting down doors with an axe unless I have that perk. It's not this one. I think it's Wasteland Treasures. Yep, here it is. Wasteland Treasures Volume 5 gives you the ability to harvest doorknobs from a lot of doors, which is an important source of brass which you need for bullet casings. So, I am not going to break down this door if I can avoid it. Did I bring my lockpicks with me? No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. So instead of breaking down that door right now, I am going to go around to the garage and cut open a piece of the garage door. There's a hole in the floor. I will probably want to explore that eventually, but for now I'm going to try to avoid falling into it. And as is habitual for me, I'm going to try and clear out all the zombies in the structure before I start looting. Let's see how many there are. that noise that I got there a couple of times while I was fighting that zombie. That one. That is what you get when you try to harvest something that's on the trader's territory. That's the trader's territory. You can't have that. There's a big hole in the ceiling that I didn't see a few minutes ago. Let's climb up there and see what's in that section of the attic. It certainly looked to me like there was another section of the attic that I wasn't able to access. That's why I kept chopping through walls. Oh well. The difficulty is going to be with even getting up into this section of the attic. Well, it looks like there's a trap door right next to me. Where is the access to that? Next room over, maybe. Aha. It's in this closet where I couldn't see it before, because it was too dark. Nope. Some trapped floors. That's interesting. The texture of those is actually different. Usually in the past, the game designers have tried to keep the textures for trapped floors and untrapped floors exactly the same so that you can't tell which ones are trapped. So that's a bit of a deviation from normal. I wonder if that's more common, or I wonder if they've made that more common now so that you can tell the difference from the art, or if that's just happenstance, and in this one house it's true. It looks like we have cleared out all the zombies though, so I'm going to get to looting. We found some books and schematics in this bookcase, which is always good. Powered doors and bridges I don't think I have ever gotten around to using in this game. So eventually I'll probably will, but I have yet to do that. A few more schematics. These two are for mods, so I won't be able to make any of these for quite a while, but I may as well read the schematics and gain the knowledge anyway. Got quite a few books to sell to the trader today. Here we go. I got my short iron pipes, so I'm going to be able to make my forge today. That's good. That's some progress. Ooh. And we got the first treasure maps that I've seen in this series. To whomever finds this note, friend, the end is near. The monsters are breaking down my door, but in my final moments I can only think of how I want to be remembered. Not as a coward, but as someone who thinks of others. I leave this map to one of my many secret buried treasure chests to you. God bless you, Jennifer. We'll accept that. The treasure map quests will highlight a spot on your map where there is buried treasure. And it's labeled a little bit better in this version than it has been in the past. In the past, it was just this little treasure chest marker and no text at all to tell you where, or to tell you what it was related to. If you were zoomed out enough, you could actually miss the markers while you were panning around the map. This one is actually pretty close by. I don't know that I will be going to actually try and find it anytime soon, though. So when you go and look for the treasure quests, when you get to the marker on the map, there's a area in which you have to dig to try and find it. And some of the perks, I think it might actually be Lucky Looter, which I have been buying points in. Let me just check on that. But one of the perks narrows down the radius for that. It is not Lucky Looter, it's Treasure Hunter. might actually have been Lucky Looter in the past. I think that might be one of the modifications they made to the skill tree, was to separate that out into its own thing. And that's interesting. Reading through the text of the perk, they've actually changed how it works. How it works now is that as you dig up blocks, the search radius goes down. So your character narrows down the area to be searched as you dig. In the past, it was just, if you had the perk, when you got there, there was less of an area in which you had to search. So maybe I will go and try to look at that at some point in this series, just to see how the new system works without any of the perk purchased. Alright, and now we get back to the exciting treasure that I've been waiting to come back to. I'm hopeful that I'm going to get at least one gun from these. So we've got 2 sealed shipping crates from Shotgun Messiah, which is the gun store in the game. We've got one of these reinforced chests, and a weapons bag, which usually contains weapons. So I'm going to start with that, I think. Got a better club, which is helpful because my old one is not really very good. And a good quality blunderbuss, so that is a gun of sorts. I was hoping for something a little bit better, but this is a very basic muzzle loader type shotgun. Let's see if we get anything better in any of these others. Got a still better club and quite a bit of ammo and some more armor, but no more guns. Now let's see what's in the gun store boxes. Well, let's repair my axe and then see what's in the gun store boxes. Rifle parts. And a lot more parts for a bunch of different weapons. So I got one gun. It's not the most effective variety, but it's a step up from no guns. At a certain point, which I have now reached, you wind up filling up your inventory when you're looting these places. The way I tend to deal with this, short of just dropping everything, is I put a storage chest right outside each one of the points of interest. Let's see, I need to drop something to make enough room for the storage chest. Let's drop the spear. I can pick it back up again in a minute. There. Now anything that that isn't really immediately useful to me, I'm going to put in the storage chest and keep looting. And since this one is so close to the trader, I will actually put stuff that I'm intending to sell in here too. Might as well, there's no point in carrying it back to base when I'm just going to sell it to him. And now my inventory is clear enough that I can take the things out of the last few containers in here. I'm actually quite glad that I came to this house. I got a number of useful things. I'm going to leave some of them here in this chest for now because they're not useful immediately, but they will be in the long term. I got quite a bit of brass. I got several car headlights, which are useful for making spotlights. You cannot use multiple of these treasure maps. If it's the same one, you can't read it twice while you still have the quest active, but once I go and dig up that treasure, which I may now do, I'm considering it. Let me know in the comments if that's what you want to see me do next. Once I've dug up the first one, I should be able to read this one, and it should highlight a different treasure. I also got my first firearm, a blunderbuss, which isn't the best, but it's still useful. It's a step up from a bow and arrow. And I also found a stone spear, which I had actually forgotten that spears were in the game, but they're a pretty good early game weapon. The power attack option for them lets you throw them, so they're definitely worth having. especially early on in the game. Now these rifle parts, I actually do know how to make a rifle, I think. Oh, nope, not yet. You have to take the first level of Deadeye or find the hunting rifle schematic, but I do want a rifle eventually. What do I need to get one? Forged iron, duct tape, and springs. I'm not so sure where I would find... I'm not so sure I'll be able to get springs in the immediate future, but once I have my forge set up, I can get forged iron. I can already make duct tape that you can make from glue and cloth fragments, which I have a bunch of cloth fragments in my inventory, and glue you can make just using the campfire from animal bones, and I've accumulated a fair amount of those. So springs would be the one sticking point, but I actually have enough rifle parts to make a rifle right now. It has already gotten quite late while I was looting that house, so I'm going to go sell these excess schematics to the trader before he closes, and then I am going to gather the things that I want to take back to base tonight and get back to base.
You still hanging around?
Of course I am, Hugh. It's not like I got killed 4 times by a cougar or anything. That would be ridiculous.
Well, it's about time you bought something.
Yes, Hugh. Alright, now I have to figure out what else I'm going to take back with me. I think I'm going to take these repair kits. I'm going to take the iron pipes, because as we already discussed last time, I need those for my forge. Take the treasure map, because it'll be more securely stored at home. Some of the other resource items that will be useful. Alright, I'll load myself a few items beyond what I can carry without being encumbered, but I'm not going to completely load myself up. Otherwise it'll take forever to get home. Okay, I've made a little bit of glue on the fire here, so I'm going to get some duct tape crafted. And from there I will start working on the forge. I need to grab leather and all the clay that I dug out of the base. There, one forge. That'll take 1 minute and 20 for me to craft it. So while that's running, I will keep digging down here. I've got my forge, so I'm going to put that right here next to my bed, because that's definitely a good place for a forge. And I'm going to take some of the iron items that I have available and some clay and start those melting down in the forge. It's almost everything you make in the forge that is made from iron, you also need clay to craft, so generally you want to put both of those in right away. I'm going to have to devote a little more attention in my looting now to collecting scrap iron, because I will need quite a lot of it to make enough forged iron for a rifle. I can't make a rifle yet anyway. I need to wait until I can construct a workbench for that, and I don't have the tools I need for that yet, but it's something to work towards. And of course, once I've melted down all the iron that I have, I might as well start filling the forge with lead as well, since I'm sitting on a lead mine. I hear the approach of an opportunity to try out the blunderbuss. There it is. As long as there's only one, I think I may as well go out there and attack. Any more? Doesn't look like it. That went well. Hey, and we got more blunderbuss ammo for our trouble, some rifle ammo, and some old cash. Quite a lot of old cash, in fact, which will be good to sell at the trader. It's not really good for anything else, unless things have changed. But for some reason, the trader wants old money that is no longer money. But whatever. If he wants it, I will sell it to him. Well, this is where I'm going to leave episode 3. We made quite a bit of progress today. We've got a forge, we've got a blunderbuss, so we are finally into firearms. We sold quite a bit of loot to the trader, and we also had a little scrap with a zombie in the dark. The better weapons we get, the more of that kind of thing we'll be able to do. Tomorrow I'm going to have to start devoting some attention to preparing my fortifications for the 7th day, and I will probably be building the same 4-pillar structure that I usually build to survive for the first few horde nights. I'm going to get some work done on that and possibly go and try to check out this treasure since it's fairly close by. Either that or do a little more raiding. So if you have a preference on which of those you would like to see me do, let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more videos from me, and share my channel with your friends if you want to help me expand and make more content. Join me tomorrow for episode 4 of COVID Besieged. Goodbye and God bless.